Folks, we all know that the golden rule of real estate is position, 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 and that will never change. But if position is the restaurant, let's talk about the meal, the dining experience as it may be. Welcome to 131 Morton Street in Crestwood. Let's take a look at this mouth-watering degustation. But before we do, let me take a moment to remind you that all of my properties have 3D virtual tours at remaxcapital.com.au. The fully immersive tours allow you to gain a better understanding of the property. And if you've seen other virtual tours that have been considered somewhat underwhelming, I do welcome your feedback. Starting with the location, this is Kensington Gardens Estate, a highly sought after enclave of modern property. Folks, it is a challenge to find a freestanding home built this millennium within a mere 10 kilometres of that beating heart of Canberra, that epicentre of our wide brown land known as Parliament House. We are closer still to the international airport and a mere 5 minutes to what was formerly known as DFO, but of course is now known as the Canberra Outlet Centre. Odd they don't use the acronym since the name change. For those who in their early stages of home ownership and perhaps with an eye on the education of young minds, we have an early learning centre and Queanbeyan West, both within a 300 metre walk. The high school is just beyond and it's still well within walking distance for our young eco warriors. We're directly across the road from Freebody Oval, making it a great spot for kids to develop their sporting prowess. Evenings we'll see plenty of locals enjoying a walk or obedience training for pets and husbands. It's all within a very short stroll to the famed Kangaroos Club, recently renovated. It's ever popular for locals who enjoy quality food in a family-friendly environment and all with a great view. But taking a closer look at 131 Morton Street, and the first thing that will strike you is the immaculate presentation, the quality of build and the delightful gardens. It's truly a home for all seasons. The block is over 680 square metres. The glorious spring bulbs complement bright daisies and the muted colours of the irises. There's an in-ground watering system including pop-up sprinklers front and rear and a drip system to minimise the amount of water required to keep the garden looking lush. To complement all of this, we've got a water tank and pump discreetly hidden away at the rear of the home, and the garden shed and clothesline are in that location as well. It's a delightful property that offers a garden view from almost every window and a calming feeling from every angle. One can only imagine the countless hours that have been put into turning this block into the beautiful garden that it is today. The offset garages have electronic roller doors and they're larger than usual with that garage for internal access. It is also handy that there's a gated access on both sides of the property for the rear yard. The floor plan flows effortlessly from the formal to the informal and then to the outdoor, and the orientation is just perfect for the morning sun with plenty of shaded areas as the afternoon gets warmer. The pergolas have a cafe blind at the end that can be tucked up out of the way or lowered down on those rainy days for added comfort. There's also year-round ease of living with ducted gas heating and evaporative cooling, although the elevation and orientation feels like this home will be much easier to keep cool than many others. The kitchen is surprisingly large with a solid granite benchtop, and in the old days I would have said this was large enough to have 3 or 4 Sydney Morning Heralds open, but I'm not sure of the conversion rate from broadsheet to iPad, but I can say there is a lot of room here. Gas hot plates and an electric wall oven both complement the massive pantry, so one can only imagine the enjoyment that's to be had cooking in this environment. In fact, for those with an eye to entertaining, well, this feels like the perfect home. Most of the problems of the world can be solved around the barbecue. Folks, if you're in the market for an absolutely delightful home and you're ready to make an immediate decision, then look no further. Our owner is ready to make a move, and this is your opportunity to benefit from all of the hard work that's been done over the years to create such a sweet and loving home. So don't delay, register your interest to avoid disappointment. Homes of this quality are rare, but they're really highly desired. So I'm John Buckley from Remax Capital, and I look forward to seeing you either this week or this weekend.